sometimes you just have to let it all pour out. I very recently got back in contact with an ex-boyfriend. I don't know, terms are so difficult, aren't they? But somebody that I was involved with for a little while. I actually messaged him on Facebook because with these videos, I take clips, and as I've said, I put them on other social media channels. So I put them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I messaged this chap about a month ago, roughly. And I was so pleased because he messaged me back on Facebook because he doesn't use Facebook very much. And we've just had a really incredible conversation. And I do encourage you to like and subscribe because I like to give as much value on this channel as possible. I hope that what I say does help some of you. I'd love it to help all of you, frankly. But this particular friend is currently in South America. He's traveling around, and we've been talking about all the different stuff that we've both been through over the last 10 years. And the reason that I say to let it all pour out, you know, to express it, to admit it openly and honestly, is you can't lead an empowered and healthy life if you're bottling up all of the things that have happened in your life, all the things that you've experienced, the struggles that you're going through. You need to find ways of expressing them, which means that often you have to find the right people to actually speak to them about, because what you're looking for really, the whole point of any kind of social media or any kind of content that you're putting out online, I know this works for me, is actually to attract people who you don't have to do much explaining to. And the interesting thing about this chap being in South America, being quite isolated as he is, very isolated in fact, quite lonely, is that we have cultures grow up. People will say it's, you know, for conformity and homogeneity, and that's partly true, but there's an ease and convenience in certain communities, whether they're online or offline, of developing, of growing, because you want to be able to, there are so many things in life that we have to deal with, that when you meet with people, you don't want that to be yet another hideous challenge, you know, or struggle. You want to be able to have conversations where you will use phrases, terminology, and refer to certain historical events, that kind of thing, without having to explain to the person, you know, what they're all about. There's an innate and implicit understanding between you. And I'll be honest, this year and the end of last year, I've been through a variety of therapists and sort of more informal kind of conversations with people. And it can be very difficult to find the people that you really gel with. But this particular friend, I only recently started, the last few months, started using Facebook again on a daily basis to post my content on, as, you know, just another platform to put the message out there. And you get the friend requests, friend recommendations rather. And this chap actually was one of them that cropped up on the screen. I thought, oh yeah, I wonder how he's doing. I'd really love to know how he's doing, what he's up to, how his life is. And part of the reason for that, and why it was very easy to pour out information to him today, was because there's a history. There's a history there. And it can take a while, you know, with certain people, to, whether it's a therapist or a business partner or whatever, it can take a while for the chemistry to develop. So there's an understanding, you know, that we go back, and it's understandable rather, that we go back to these people because there's a sense of comfort, a sense of foundation, you know? And he and I'm not going to lie, we had a very, very, very exciting but incredibly turbulent time together. And we weren't actually together, friends, whatever you want to call it, for that long a period. But it was very formative. And we have a way that we can communicate with each other, which is nice. So I am by no means, I know from all the videos that I record, okay? I know that all the videos that I record, it seems, or you might get the impression, that I'm this person that has all of my shit together. No, I don't. You know, I'm the man who has different backgrounds on his videos, and sometimes they're better than others or whatever. And I'm the man that, you know, itches my nose on videos. We all have answers that we're looking for, but we don't know yet. We all have it. And that's why it helps to actually come together and discuss things, just to make more sense of the world. And the funny thing is, I talked about the blog that I produce, and he's been thinking about doing a blog for ages, and said, well, okay then, stop censoring yourself. Stop censoring yourself. Don't be so self-critical. The censorship is a form of self-criticism, because what you're saying is, oh, I've got this opinion, this belief, and I can't possibly say that. It's like, well, if you want to start something, a practice of any kind, meditation, writing, YouTube, you know, spaces on Twitter, whatever it is, do it for yourself. Just start by pouring out the information that you need to pour out purely for yourself, just to get the ball rolling, to start making a little bit more sense of all of the things that you've been through and why you're in the current state that you're in, and do so as much as you can. Because again, this idea that, oh yeah, I'm just going to wake up today and I'm just not going to judge myself anymore. No, it doesn't work that way. It's a process, it's an ongoing process, and a lifelong one. The goal is not to reach a particular destination. The goal is to be able to immerse yourself and be present wherever you are and whenever you are, whatever you're doing. The goal is the process of being peaceful amongst the things. And when there are moments where, I mean, it happens to me quite a lot, Martin, you're fucking crazy. Sometimes I do sort of think that I'm mad, but the common thread amongst all of those experiences tend to just be when I'm standing up for myself and, you know, moving forward, regardless of the the hostility or the entitled nature of people, you know. That's usually when it is, when I feel these crazy decisions. Like, no, you're just standing up for yourself. And it's okay for you to do that. And it is okay with the right people, you know. And I do realise it's why I record my videos. It's why I advertise my services more and more, because I want to be the person that you can talk to openly and honestly, and that you're not going to get any judgment from me, because even with my ex-boyfriend that I have talked about on this channel, in my blog posts, in various things, you know, that relationship was doomed, but I still have a huge amount of sympathy for him because he's not enjoying the way that he's living life. I have sympathy because I know he's been through a lot and he's suffered a lot of really profound and poignant and painful things. So I have sympathy for him. I actually love him. I do genuinely love him in the true Christian sense, that I want him to live a better life. I want people to lead better lives. It feels good, you know? And I'm finding answers out all the time. And I find that when I do have huge outpourings and I'm completely honest with people, I always find that my life gets better. Always. It always helps to pour it out, gain perspective on where you are, be kinder to yourself, because once you start to actually express openly and honestly with people that you trust, or even if it's just yourself writing it down, you start to gain more understanding, more patience, and more kindness towards yourself, because you understand the reasons and the patterns that you will inevitably see in your behavior. And that's what sense making helps to make life simpler and more enjoyable. Just being present in the world, being alive for the world, to feel the adventure. I experience adventure a lot. I get nervous and I get anxious at times, and sometimes I feel guilty about certain things. But I do find it very exciting. And now when I experience what we might call those negative emotions, the things that make us feel unsettled, uneasy, I actually start to just laugh. I just laugh at the triviality of it all. You realise when you start to talk to people and they talk to you about their circumstances, you realise, oh yeah, this thing that I'm thinking is this enormous deal. No, it's not. It's not. You start to realise that, again, I do this a lot, a lot of it's created up here. And it's why I advised him, he might do it, he might not, but it's why I advised him after he talked about, starting to read my blog and to start writing his, I just said, well, just do it. Don't censor yourself. Just do it. Get over that censor. Get over your self-criticism. Get over the fear. Don't worry about getting it right or wrong. Just get stuff done and you'll figure it out as you go along. I find that a lot these days. Things that I would have really stressed about, I just think, oh, don't worry. It'll be fine. in a couple of days, I'll come back down to earth and it'll be fine again. Coping strategies and writing, if you do want a piece of advice, writing things down, doing your own little blog, it's good. It does help to ground you and start to notice patterns. I've always actually observed patterns, even when I wasn't writing about them particularly. I've always noticed patterns, but if you write them down, times of year that things occur, you start to learn where your unique place is in the world. And from there, you can actually develop coping mechanisms, ways of enjoying yourself more, ways of being more productive, getting more stuff done that you find satisfying. It's all there. It's all inside. It's all there. It just needs to be released. And it gets released starting with you, letting it all pour out. So give yourself a break and let yourself be honest with yourself. Thank you very much for listening. Martin Pavey here. Please do like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Be free. And ciao for now.